Hi there, hello, good evening, and welcome back to Immersive Realms. Tis I, Matt with Power, tis you, the chat, and tis my lovely players who come to your Immersive Realms. Hello, lovely players who make up Immersive Realms.
Hello,
Hello,
DM that makes up immersive
yeah.
films.
That's me. So, welcome in, everybody. Now, you will see straight away something a little interesting on your starting screen. Not your starting screen, so your current screen. Andy, can you explain what the fuck's going on, please?
Well, as you've been following the story chat, you will know that our dear Joel has left us for a little while, temporary. Hopefully, we'll be back around about April time. But obviously, during that time, there's going to be a bit of a space for a new player. So we do have a new player lined up, ready to give us a new character, a new element to our story. But that will be down to the DM's discretion of when to be introduced. So that is why you have the coming soon, because there is a player, which side? That side. There is a player to come into this space here. So yes, keep an eye on that. But that's really all that we've got there for you. We've also had a wee hype train. Thank you to Gus Malone and Matt with Power with our
Who's that?
lovely subs, and me. I did put a sub in there myself as well. Just throw that out there. But yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look, I did sub.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. But yeah, other than that, obviously keep an eye on social medias and Discord, please. If you've not joined the Discord, join it now. But with Christmas period coming up, we will obviously keep everybody updated on when we're playing, how we're playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I've got. I will throw it back to you, Matt. I will throw you a D4. Good luck.
A D4, okay, shit.
Oh, never mind. The D4 threw itself. It's gone.
Oh,
It's
that's
on the floor. Yeah.
Oh, one of us is walking out with a bleeding foot later, Andy. Who's it going to be? So you
that's,
can turn the lights off later tonight.
that's good luck.
Don't hold my hand. I'm not going to get you to come down with me. Um, but with all that out of the way and done with, and the danger of a D floor on the floor, let's jump into tonight's episode of The Shadows We Fear. So last we left off, our group had dove deep into the Underdark to rid the place of a vile curse, a blight of spores, deadly spores that if breathed in cause something known as the maddening rot, where people would kill themselves and each other in a bloody frenzy. Our party had dove deep and found the source of this evil, a creature known as that which rots. They did battle with said creature, killing it in the process. After it was defeated, it revealed itself to actually be a old betrayer god. They had a brief conversation with the god, but they had turned out mortally wounded him. He, as he passed, gave one gift, you may say, to Falcorus, which Lucia is now able to come out of his head. Falcorus' patron, warlock, and now be able to interact with the world a little bit more instead of being inside a prisoner inside Falcorus' head. However, all was not done yet, as having been able to defeat this evil, they still had to leave. And with limited air supplies, they decided to head along a certain pathway, crossing a few various landscapes until they found a gatehouse by an underwater lake. They met a potential new friend by the name of Aloth, a drow resident, who took them to his home city of the Veilspire Nexus. There, the party was given bath, bed, board, food, and anything they wanted. They were welcomed in as heroes for saving this city from the blight that has cursed it now for many, many years. Excuse me. During the night, you guys took a long rest, trying to get recuperated. However, things took from the moments of highs, we then came to one of the lowest of lows, where you were woke up in the night to, unfortunately, your dear cleric, Joel, banging his head against the wall repeatedly in a moment of madness. Turns out, what was going wrong with him, with the memory loss and everything else, had gotten to a critical point. And the devil, known as the Architect, intervened and had to take Joel away. And in an eruption of flame, that is where we left off, as Joel vanishes. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to ask a question there, sorry.
No. Was you got to start RP.
So, you all stand in the space of this room, this barracks, where your dear friend, well, maybe, Joel, has just been taken away by this devil. You look around, you can see the small cracks in the wall where he'd been repeatedly slamming his head, and you can see light scorch marks on the ground. Excuse me, where the devil had taken him away. What would you like to do as you find yourselves late in the night? Well, you're assuming night anyway, it certainly feels like it, but in the Underdark, no telltale signs of a sun. What would you like to do?
Can I immediately dive for my backpack and pull out my forgery kit?
Yep.
And then I'm just sketching out exactly and making all details about the function of Joel's soul chamber.
Okay. Make me a intelligence check. Yeah, make me just a straight up intelligence check, please.
Okay.
To see how well you can try and understand this.
Just straight intelligence, can't do
Straight up
investigation.
intelligence. No, this is investigation because this is you investigated looking in. This is now you're trying to jot down and sketch out from memory what was there.
That is 18.
18. You feel you do quite well in this one. Now, I will say, even with the 18, it's obviously a bit above your means. You don't know quite much how this technology works. However, you feel that with these blueprints, if you were to get them to someone more technologically minded, they might be able to do something with it. You know?
Okay.
Well done. That was good there.
Thanks. Been sitting on that for 2 weeks.
Literally writing those notes all caps. Do this.
It says, write notes on Joel's soul chamber, you little bitch.
Note to
Yeah,
future self,
yourself
you little
properly.
bitch.
Has to tell yourself. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Put yourself in your place. I like it.
yeah.
But yeah.
Wash is gonna
some-
go outside, check if somebody like noticed. Essentially,
You open the door, and it's weird again. There not being like a day-night cycle. You're used to nighttime cities, and you're getting quieter at night. There doesn't seem to be any, oh god, words, Matthew, like levels of busyness. I guess is what I'm trying to say, but in more fluent words, if you'd like to insert them in your mind. It just seems to be constantly the same amount of people that pour through the corridors, with there not being a day-night cycle. They just wake up and go to bed when they need to. So, but yes, no. As you sort of peek out and sort of look left and right. No one seems to have noticed.
I'll go in and start trying to rub away the scorch marks. Basically,
No, not a problem. You get on your hands and knees and start to scrub away. And again, it's easy enough. It's just soot and ash on the floor. You can easily sweep and move them out the way or put them to the corner, tuck them in a bag, whatever, to leave no evidence of what happened.
can't be too careful if they're fucking hating magic around here.
Well, that's a very good point. Yeah, reminding for this place as well does not like magic. Just a quick little reminder. Thank you very much, Mr. Anagram.
Anyway, I just started Eldritch blasting. No.
You hear a violent
Falcoris kills the party now that the cleric is gone.
taser!
Finally, I can let you know I am the doppelganger. No, I'm just joking. No, Falcoris is going to kind of sit on the edge of his bed, just kind of like in his own head, trying to work out what the fuck is like happened and going on.
Yeah.
And then kind of pipe up like, well, first of all, actually, DM, have we got a long rest? Do we get a long rest?
Not yet. You are not. You haven't finished
Okay.
long rest as of yet. No.
And
This is
it'll
interrupted.
just be like, this is fucking. But one step and we go back 2 steps. It's a bit of annoyance. But I don't trust that devil. I don't trust him at all.
Aye, you're wise not to. He's a devil. What do you expect? But there's one thing. If they are bound by a contract, they will do it.
Yeah, but what the fuck is the Raven going up to dealing with the devil?
It's not the devil you ought to be worried about, it's her. Especially if you found out what the fuck she's been doing recently. If that rotting bastard was telling the truth, which I don't see why he would lie, she's gone and totally fucked up the entire realm. And then also had something in overthrowing, which involves my fucking god, somehow. And he obviously had some sort of dominion because he helped you.
Yeah. I don't like divinity. I don't like gods.
You shouldn't. Oh, arseholes.
Somewhere up in the divine, Washi feels someone frown a little bit. Like,
I know.
oh.
He knows he's an arsehole. He knows it. He's never spoken to me. He knows it. Or she. I don't know what race, but I whatever. They, gods. Yeah.
Of course, just kind of. Oh fuck! There's nothing we can do about Joel now. It's out of our hands until we get more information or something. But I'm still knackered from everything that's happened. I think we need to get the rest, and we need to get out back into the open, tell the world about the Ream.
Well, not a massive rush. They'll just assume we're dead. So it's fine.
Yeah, but defenders of the throne going dead. I don't think that's a good look, is it?
I mean, I think your flamboyant magic man will figure something out if he's looking for his.
A flamboyant magic man has a name.
I've forgotten that name, obviously. I've only met him once. What do you want? You made an impression visually, not memorably.
Well, that's good enough.
Oops. Another frown happens in Pavmar.
Hey, I said you made an impression visually. That's a compliment in a way.
Frown. Oh,
Anyways.
let's try harder, darling.
I don't think he spoke to Emmerich, to be fair.
No, I don't think he did, actually.
Anyways, rest up. Let's get on the move as soon as we can. Let's get back to this fucking surface and see what the fuck this checkpoint is going in store for us.
I agreed.
Fantastic. Well, you all try and get back to sleep following what just happened to Anna. Oh, no, Andy, Falcoris.
Tell me I'm getting a long rest so I can hit this button.
The four of you toss and turn on your beds within this barracks room, trying to process what just happened, with once again your cleric being snatched away by the claws of fate. Eventually, sleep does come for you all again, and a long rest is achieved. Now, in the air quotes morning, you wake up unsure what time of day it actually is. You stand up, and again, after traveling down here in these large suits of armor that you walk down in, you stretch and you move your bodies, and a lot of you crick and crack and creak, and it is a lovely, lovely sight if you enjoy that sort of stuff. If not, I'm sorry. And in the morning, though, you are able to choose if you want to. You can go get a bath in the bathing suite you had previously been blessed with beforehand. Whoever opens up the barracks door first, you can see that there is a tray held up on a small stand, and the tray holds upon it some Underdark foods, mainly consisting of various plants. You're not too sure what they are, but look like fruit-esque. And you're able to have a nice, tasty, fresh breakfast of these strange fruits you've never eaten before, if you want to.
Because of mechanically, Lucia is gone.
She is.
So I'll kind of wake up and realize she's gone and be like, Lucia.
Hi.
Oh, you're back in there.
Yeah. That was fun while it lasted, though, and I feel like I can, maybe not by myself, but I can, come and say hi again at some point.
Do you know how it works? How we managed to pull you back through?
No. I just know that I can do it now, with your help again, but, that mitress opened a door.
One step at a time, I guess.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You said you hate the Divine, right?
Yes.
Was he really that bad? If he helped my people in some way and he was able to help me, I know he's done wrong, but he was also broken by the final say. Was he really that bad? If he's my deity? Was. Past tense now. Oops.
If I'm honest with you, Lucia, I don't know. No, very much. This is why I don't like divinity. I don't hate them. I don't like divinity. They rule over us in a way. But they're just as complex and scary and deluded and confused as the rest of us. I don't think he was entirely bad, evil. He betrayed us in a way. He was the one He was one of ones that formed a group to try and overthrow and change the way the world works. I don't think that's a good thing. He consciously knew he was picking that. Whether his actions and his whole ideology is completely evil, I don't think so. But at the same time, what he done is not acceptable.
Mm,
And he's
yeah.
meant to be held to a higher regard than anybody else. He's meant to be a god.
Well, he's dead now, so was meant to be a god, I guess.
Yeah, like I said, they're complex, like the rest of us.
Yeah.
They're not simple good and evil. Like right now, from what we heard from him, and I agree with what Oren said, I don't know if I can trust the Raven Queen fully.
Well, Joel seems to trust her.
I know.
Lot.
I
And she
know.
did bring him back. You know? Different, but she brought him back.
By dealing with the devil.
Hmm.
I don't know.
A
Again,
devil that hasn't tried to kill us, you know?
again, more complex situations that we don't fully understand that will unravel in time.
Nothing's ever fucking easy.
No, that's why you're stuck in my head. Thanks to a hag.
Back when I was alive, that was so much easier. I used to just roam the dust fields, be nomadic, find a new home, survive. Simple. Fuck this.
Well, unfortunately, Lucia, you've got to get used to it. It's going to be like that for a long time until we can figure out how to get you back fully.
Fair. Okay. Well, we're still making steps, though. You know, that we can, let me out now and again if you choose to.
One step at a time.
I know. But we're going steps forward, which is the main thing. There's a dog on stream.
Where?
That's the main thing.
What do you mean dog on a stream? There's no streams about
In
it.
the river over there.
Are you imagining things again?
Maybe.
And then, of course, we'll eat the breakfast and carry on.
Not a problem at all. As you guys are getting yourselves ready, changing, bathing, whatever, Aloth will just come back and do a quick little check-in of you all, just to make sure if you guys need anything, want anything, or if you can aid in any way again. This is the friendly drow that you met before.
We're always open to supplies if you can spare them. Any healing potions, any...
Sure, there is the bazaar. You can go down, and he gives you a couple of directions of which corridors to follow to lead you to the bazaar. You can probably get most things there. There are many shops and stalls, so please, if you need anything, let us know. No, I can't speak for us. I don't think the vendors can give stuff for free, but trade's always an option.
Great. So it's just in what direction?
So, he points you in a couple of different directions.
Speed run of me just heading on out to see if there's anything interesting, any healing potions or magic items or anything like that might benefit the group.
I'll toss him my coin pouch, which has 160 gold in it.
160, okay. That's 305 total I have.
Woo! You begin to head out and explore the bazaar in the Veilspire. Now, you negotiate through these great hallways that they do remind you of the palace back at home in Pavmar. As you walk past these many drow faces, you see these tall walls that come up in straight edges with peaked points, carved into the natural rock, and you just can't help but see the similarities of that and the Rising Shire Palace. You walk past many drow faces. Some wear the clothes of commoners, some wear the robes of nobility. Others are adorned with a dark blue and purple trimmed uniform. And even though they are inside where the air here is clean and safe more than anything, they have these large mouth coverings hanging around their necks by the strap. Most people that you pass seem to pay you little to no mind, save the occasional sideways glance, probably just seeing a topsider in their own home. One or two will stare a little bit longer, but with looks of admiration and not hostility at all. Apparently news travels quick here. You get through these grand halls, you say, and eventually you come to a large opening, and you cannot help but stop and gasp in awe. Before you, the corridor that had held and funneled you through just gives out. It opens into a wide chamber, with wide being an understatement. You see a space that's from end to end, probably a kilometer wide, in a square shape, perhaps half as much tall. The space is neatly filled with various stalls and shopkeepers with a mix of the traditional bizarre tent look you might have been expecting and more permanent solid stone and purple wood buildings. But that's not what surprises you or gets your eye. The thing that holds your attention the most is suspended in the air, almost dead center of this chamber, is a large, dark crimson crystal that from tip to tip must be easily 200 meters long. It's pencil-shaped, getting wider the closer to the center you get, with flat faces and sharp edges. You see it spin very slowly in place, suspended in the air by two large square structures, one above the other, of each the pointed ends. And it is busy in here.
How long did it take me to get here?
Oh, like a couple of minutes.
Couple
Not
of
long at all.
Just kind of seeing this marble, I decide to quickly head back and alert everyone else. They should probably see this too. And plus, I feel like it's busy down there. Falcosh are probably more likely to get a better deal than what I am.
Sure. I mean, I'll try.
Give Falcors the 305 gold.
Right, people, I'm off. Bye.
Falcor just leaves the
I'm
party.
coming.
Can we get another guy coming soon? Screen up, please, Andy. But no, you guys all, the four of you now enter, following the steps that Ellerol just took, and you guys can all see again this very grandiose, unusual sight that again just commands attention and respect for no reason apart from how beautiful it is. Yeah, so I'm right.
Falcorus, before he enters the bazaar, essentially the actual shopping
Excuse me.
floor, essentially. Do I see any kind of guards kicking about? Any kind of like security official?
You do see a bunch of guards, yes, and you identify them by wearing this this uniform that I mentioned beforehand a little second ago, the dark blue, the purple trimmed uniform. It is very much light armor resembled sort of thing, and they all have these, what Aloth had as well, these big, heavy crossbows against their backs, and again, this breathing apparatus. Some of them have goggles on their foreheads, but they all have these breathing respirators resting against their chests, held on by the straps.
I'll go up to one or two of them, whatever's kind of kicking about, and I just be like, hello there.
Hello.
Obviously, you can probably already tell that from the surface, this isn't my natural habitat. But I'm interested. What the fuck is that? And I'll look at the crystal.
He still looks over his shoulder and he gives a little smile to himself. I forget, new people. That is the Veil Spire core. It is what really started this settlement, this city. Gave people freedom and great powers.
It gave people powers.
This place wasn't always here. It is one of the newest cities in the Underdark. You see, the original people here were actually workers of the quartz quarry, miners, and this used to be an old mining facility. Before any of this was a thing, it was just rock and earth and stone. But the miners uncovered the Veilspire core, and it blessed some of them with strange powers, arcane abilities, foresight. It infused them. It gave them visions of power, both good and bad, don't get me wrong. But it enabled them to form the settlement of their own. When the quartz quarry came to retrieve their mutinous workers, the enlightened were able to fend them off. Quartz quarry was then bitter about it, but lets these miners liberate themselves and form a settlement, and centuries later, this is what we have. Those who found it passed in their old ages, or however they came to be, met their gods, and the gifts have never been given again. Even their direct descendants, children and grandchildren. No one has ever seen the gifts of the core again. We don't know why it done this, but it gave us this place.
Is there any theories about how it got here, what it is?
Plenty of theories, my friend. None of them, I say, hold water, but some say it was a gift from the gods themselves. Some say it's the heart of a titan. Some say it is just raw arcane. I don't know. All stories, if you ask me. The truth we may never find out. All I know is it helped make my home many, many centuries ago. Why it came to be, I don't really mind.
It's interesting. Something we
It
don't
is.
really have on the surface. Not like
You're
this.
missing out. You're missing out then.
Well, thank you for your information. Just interested since I'm in here. But
Stay safe.
well, I'm gonna try my and trying to get some supplies and everything. So thank you very much.
By all means.
And Falcoris will then catch up with the others if nobody else joined me, and then go to the shops to try and get potions, health potions.
No, I'm not going to do the whole thing. We're not getting a whole
Yes.
shopping episode here. If there's anything that you particularly want to buy and you can afford it, just usual thing. Let me know if it is. If it's in the handbook or the whatever guide it is, just let me know if you want to buy something like healing potions with the standard cost. You can get up to, I'd say, greater will be the maximum healing potion you can get. If you want to buy weapons, other supplies, you know, components.
Can Matt, how much? See if I wanted to sell something,
Okay.
and it's got a price in the Dungeon Master Guide.
Okay.
How much would I get for it? Like what percentage?
I would say knock 25% off the total price.
25. Can I try and sell my spyglass for 750 gold? I only found out how expensive they were. I'm like, it's the best yoink in the history of.
Why the fuck's a spyglass 1,000 gold? But yes, you can sell it for 750 big ones.
Perfect. I'll pass that gold to Falcoris for the purposes of this.
A little, just walks with a little chest sort of thing.
Hello,
Yeah, it's a mimic.
Caligorn, what the fuck?
I do want change.
Caligorn, this is... What the
Did you need
fuck?
money that badly? Are we selling? Are you selling items now?
I just you know, it turns out there's a hot demand for spyglasses. Another dark side sold out.
They're a rarity down
I
here.
could
Yeah.
have gave you some money if you need.
I didn't need money. I didn't need the spyglass though.
I can't wait when we do, like, in the next couple of days, the pirate episode, and you do spyglass, and it's not there now.
I know.
I always say
having
we're gonna
financial
need. I
troubles,
always
you
say
can talk
Matt's
to us,
gonna
it's okay.
turn it, so we now need a spyglass.
you fool. What was that, sorry, as well? I know you were saying?
If you have financial troubles, you can talk to us. It's all right.
I've got better net worth than everyone here combined.
As you guys are having this conversation, can I get you all to make me a perception check, please?
Ooh, not a good
No
roll.
point in me rolling. It's not gonna fucking go well.
If you want to, you can roll.
Never goes well. No, it fucking didn't.
Falcoris, what was your perception check, please?
16.
16. Wash?
6.
6. Beautiful. Elleril?
I also rolled a 16.
16 as well. And Lavender? Take your time. Also, there's no more dog on the stream. This upsets me.
She's
down
right
there.
there. She's just-
Okay, okay.
She's making it hard to roll.
Luna not help?
No.
20. No, she's on my lap, so I had to reach over and get my dice with her on my lap.
Fair enough. What'd you get, my dear?
Perception 23.
23. As you're all standing there having this, like, little powwow about money and change and that sort of stuff, Lavender, you feel that feeling that you're being watched. You know, the hairs in your back of your neck stand up a little bit, and you just feel that uncomfortable, you're being stared at. And as you sort of just, like, you break conversation, if you don't mind me saying, you just, like, whatever conversation you're having, little jabs at LOL, you just stop and sort of turn around, and you swear you see a four-legged creature cat-like in resemblance just quickly sneak away behind the stall. It's
An
black
animal,
with a
you
pur-
say?
An animal, yeah. It's black with a purplish hue to it.
A purple cat. Whoa, whoa,
Mainly black, but it's got like purple hue to it. But yeah.
whoa. I'm just gonna have a look around and see if there's like a lot of animal. Like, can I judge if there are a lot of animals going around or?
You have a little quick around here, and I'd say we can carry you a 23 perception check over. You can see all the animals that you do see around here seem to be like beasts of burden, like large oxen-like creature that would, haul carts and heavy goods. As far as something what you just saw there goes, this cat-like thing, nothing else seems to stand out. This was on itself a unique animal to see down here. You think?
I'm gonna let the others know.
Lavender fills you guys in that there's a cat. There's a weird cat around. And yeah, I will say, Lavender, as well, you definitely know with 23 that cat was watching you. It had eyes on you. Not just you, but the group. But yeah.
Strange. Keep an eye out for it. See if it still follows us. It might just be interested because we're outsiders. But no, this is kind of reminding me of the old Bucky situation.
You've been
Hello.
followed by more cats?
I think it would have been better in that situation if Bucky was a cat. Then there would have been a lot less damage.
I mean,
Yeah, it rubs his
most
chest a little
likely.
bit.
I feel you know, previous member of the Mirage unit, tracked us for a while. Let's put it this way: he went missing. He's like lost his mind, quite literally. And
You put a hole in Calgar's chest.
yeah, because we had been to the Shadowfell. He wants to.
Right through. Right.
Yeah, he used one of the
with a
Creed's
knife?
weapons. No,
Nope.
this. Then I point to Lavender's back, and the fucking sniper
Oh,
rifle.
nice,
That's.
I like that.
that's
I forget I have that.
I'm actually wondering what the fuck
Like,
that
I
thing
have
is.
it.
'Cause it looks like
But
a
I
very
for-
strange club.
It's on my sheet. I just forget that I carry it around.
I'm gonna forget she is armed. She has the Second Amendment at all times ready.
I've only used it once.
And it was a good use of it. Yeah, Lavender is able to point out again, even point out where this thing came from. But you can keep your eyes open and obviously, keep a wary track. But I know, Falcoros, you just sent me a little message there about what you guys want to buy with some potions, that sort of stuff. Absolutely fine.
Can I barter? Or try?
Make
One
a
roll?
persuasion check for me, please. Yep. Let's do this. Yeah, make a persuasion check. I'll roll as well.
Okay. Ooh, I've not done persuasion in a while. What is my persuasion?
You should be good at it. I'm
It's
hoping anyway.
not bad. That is a 16.
So, mark 10% off the price.
Nice.
We'll make life easy. Just mark 10% off on the battering. And as you guys are doing this, like Falcoros, you just gone to another vendor. You haven't been able to buy all these potions at the one. You then had to go to this is your third vendor probably. You look at the wares, you talk to the individual, and then Falcoros, you then see it off to the side, watching you. This cat, slightly bigger than a cat. And the second that it notices that you noticed it, it darts off to the side again.
Twilight Company, I think we have to look after this cat. Not in a sense, don't get excited, Lavender. I mean, as in we need to follow it and figure out what's going on. We're not adopting a cat. Not yet.
So you said yeah, Lavender. You said yeah. There's a chance.
We've already got a lot of animals. In fact, where the fuck is Silvery? And
Him and Brownie had to stay. They didn't make an owl in a bear suit.
yeah, but I've got a funny feeling he's watching us. Anyways,
As you sort of leave and follow this cat, one of the vendors with the hood turns around, just silvery.
yeah, that's what I'm still expecting. But
Silvery's in a coat. He's very
The trench coat, yeah.
multiplied.
I'll point.
It's actually just Brownie with Silvery on his shoulder.
I'll point to the cat.
With a tiny head. It's quite weird, actually.
I'll point towards the cat, and then of course we'll start like mingling through the crowd and try and follow this.
Can you make me a nature check, please, Falcoris?
Ugh.
As the cat darts off to the side quickly, I want to see if you notice something about it.
That is a nature check. That is a -1. That's nice. That's a 13.
13. It's an odd coloration, but you're probably thinking it's just because it's an underdark cat. It's got this coloration you wouldn't normally see in the above lands and the surface.
What you say? Because it's an underdark cat. What size is it?
I mean, it's probably going to be just like, it probably is like, mechanically speaking, a just small to medium creature.
Okay.
So it's bigger than a house cat.
Yeah.
You know, we're not talking like panther size, no, but it's bigger than a house cat.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'll take the rest of the group, and of course we'll start like walking, trying to follow this, and try and figure out what the fuck is going on.
No problem.
Can I divine sense, please?
Sure,
So
yeah,
I can get a
absolutely.
read
Yeah.
on it.
That's just good and evil, isn't it? And that sort of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's set for 60 feet instead of 30.
60 feet. It doesn't give off any alarm bells per se. It's definitely not evil or anything else like that. It is, best you can tell, neutral.
Okay.
Does it tell you if it's a celestial, demon, or undead?
Celestial, undead, or fiend.
Okay, let me double check one thing with that one. Sorry, 2 seconds. I do apologize.
How I just fucked up your thing by doing
No.
paladin bullshit.
No, no, it's always want to double check one thing. Doesn't pick up any of those things, no.
Okay. Yeah,
Doesn't pick up any of them.
fair enough.
But you guys are following it. Can I get you guys who are actively trying to track this thing to make a survival check for me, please, to see if you can negotiate and work out where it's come from?
Sure, but Lavender, this is your chase the kitty, chase the goddamn kitty.
Can I elect to help somebody else instead of rolling?
Yeah, you can give Lavender advantage, yeah?
Yes, please.
I rolled fucking shit.
25.
25. Keen as ever to acquire yet another animal under rebel. Gets down low on all fours. Starts sculling.
Yeah, it does the cat thing, you know.
No, Lavender is eager to find. Again, obviously being a stone floor, you're not looking for footprints. What you're more looking for is, you haven't startled it, but it's trying to get away from you. And as it's trying to run away, it is knocking over odds and ends, like the corners of stores and that sort of stuff. It's like hitting against stuff and, you know, causing not chaos, but it's leaving a path behind it. And it's running deeper, initially actually deeper into the bazaar, and then it very quickly takes a sharp left and starts going towards one of the outskirts of the bazaar. And then you lose it. Even with the 25, it seems to almost vanish into thin air. And as you guys are looking around then, wondering, well, where has it gone? Behind Orin, Wash, a tentacle rises up behind you.
I fucking knew you were gonna do this.
I know what you're talking about.
You fucking bastard.
Can I get our new player to take the narrative for a little second, please, if that's okay, with what happens next and what they see?
Oh, we have it revealed.
If that's okay, obviously.
Yeah.
Nikki, welcome into the party. Thank you very much for coming. What does the party see as this tentacle rises up behind Wash, or Orin, as his name is?
So as the tentacle rises, it then appears from the other side of his shoulder. So tentacle up one side, and then the cat on the other side. But it's not snarling, it's not vicious or anything like that, it's just looking at the party.
And it's staring you down, all four of you.
Lavender, what do I do? Lavender, what the fuck do I do? And I'll just Wash is like totally still. Lavender, help.
What am I meant to do?
You're the fucking animal person. Do something.
Make a nature check for me, please, Lavender, if you wouldn't mind. And actually, all of you guys can do. All of you guys can make a nature check, please. And now that you see this cat in the open, bold and brass in front of you all.
I'm going to take a self-imposed
12.
disadvantage for being confused as fuck. There's nothing worse than a
9 for
2.
me.
What was sorry, Elril?
9.
9. Lavender?
24.
24, amazing again. Dice on fire tonight. And Orin? 2. Orin, you are trying not to shoot yourself right now. You are just terrified of this thing behind you.
You can't. Wash doesn't like cats.
Fair. Elril, again, you're not too sure. It looks familiar to you. If of course, it comes to your mind as Lavender mouths it. This is a displacer beast. Not fully grown though.
So Falcoros will like start kind of backing up a little bit, knowing displacer beasts are very fucking dangerous, and be like, guys, that's not good news.
What the fuck is it? Don't fucking leave me here. Why are you backing away?
Lavender said it already. Do you not hear her?
No.
Displacer beast.
What?
And it's just staring at you. It doesn't make any moves of aggression. It's still holding that shimmering tentacle up, but it's not making. It's not, as was pointed out, it's not snarling. It's not frothing.
Is there anybody around reacting to this?
Like the general public?
Yeah.
Oddly, no.
Alright, might be natural here. Didn't think displacer beasts were in the Underdark, but
Again, you can see, like you guys, it is getting a glance from people, but people aren't going, ooh, and running away and screaming.
what do
Can I
you
try
want?
and, like, very tentatively pet it? I guess. I don't know. Him?
Nikki, how does it react to Orin trying to pet it?
That is very playful.
Mhm.
It's still it's in its adolescent teen years, so it's quite temperamental, but it still wants to play.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So I'd
you
say
can
that
always-
as Orin holds his hand out to pet it, there's the initial, the ears go back a little bit sort of thing, it sort of lowers its head slightly, but when Orin starts to scritch and scratch, the head lolls to the side a little bit, and within, if you keep going, within a couple of minutes, it's belly up, having fun.
Also, just coming over, he's like, I'm so fucking confused, if I'm entirely honest. This is the most confused I've ever been in my entire life. I didn't
Falcoros?
know displacer beasts were like actual cats.
Yeah, Falcoros is going to be absolutely fucking gobsmacked. Like, he's just going to be like, after
Okay,
everything.
you're a profession, obviously, in the Twilight, or the
Yeah.
Mirage unit, sorry. You know what Displacer Beast is. Highly dangerous.
Yes.
Evil is a key thing there. They are evil creatures. But yeah.
Yeah, like, that's why
But I
Falcoros
didn't
is
see it as
completely
evil.
gobsmacked.
No, you don't see it as evil, no, not at all.
Okay, interesting.
What the
No.
actual fuck is going on?
I don't think this thing's actually that bad, if I'm honest.
That thing's a fucking thing pretending to be a displacer beast. It can't be a displacer beast because displacer beast would have attacked us by now.
Or maybe, but I'm not
Does
seeing
look like-
anything.
Because not an adult at least.
It's not evil. Seems pretty
It's cute.
As you guys are saying this, you watch one of the Displacer Beast's ears sort of like turn to the side as it hears something. And as Orin, you're like patting its belly, it does that whole thing that cats and dogs when you sort of stop, even though you're still doing the same motion, it sort of freezes, looks over to the side, forces gently its way out from underneath your hand, and runs off to the side, loops itself around a figure, and sits down next to them.
It's Falcoros is like, just like, how?
Nikki, would you like to describe the individual they may see standing before them right now, please?
They see a half elf with a long fur coat on, silvery blonde hair shed to the side with one single braid down the right hand side, and a scar from his eye and his ear down to his cheek. But when you look at his fur coat from his chest all the way up his throat onto his chin, is just these tribal markings. and piercing ocean greeny blue eyes.
Of course, is just gonna stumble towards as such, just fucking completely lost in the fact that this displacer beast has been fucking tamed, and just be like, no offense to you, mate. I don't know who the fuck you are. How the fuck did you get a displacer beast to do your bidding?
My name is Azrolon.
That's not what I asked. I asked how the fuck you got a displacer beast.
I found it as a kitten. I raised it to be good and assist me in my adventures.
Right, my bad. Suppose that was a bit rude of me. Azraelion, you said.
Yes, Estrasian Ravenor. And you may be?
Falcora Silverin. It's a pleasure to meet you. I presume you are from the surface like the rest of us.
Yes. I come to Underdark to aid in killing a creature.
Interesting. Well, meet the Twilight Company, and I'll kind of gesture to the rest of the group to kind of come in and join the conversation as well.
My name is Azrolon. This is Adar. Adar. Yeah. Adar.
Adar the cat.
Not a fucking cat, a displacer fucking beast.
Basically a
It's
cat.
a fine beast. Kilogram. So what were you hunting down here?
I was sent a message to come and deal with a creature known as a corpse worm.
Corpse.
That is my profession. I hunt monsters for a living, if you cannot tell.
And who exactly you work for? You said you got a message.
I found it in a tavern up on the surface. It was a man named Nalton.
Narton?
Nalton. Nalton.
Alright. Alright. Kind of strange that that came from the surface. Sorry, this is a little bit confusing because everything I know about Displacer Beasts has always been their evil, the attack. I've came across one in my time. Well, not me, my unit did back when, but yes, just interested in the fact that you've managed to tame one. But yeah, I'm literally speechless. So all I have to say is basically, or ask, is this creature that you're trying to find.
I found and killed.
Oh well, there you go. That answers my question, I guess. This guy.
Matt,
Hello.
can I do a nature check or something just to see if I recognize what a corpse worm is?
Certainly, anyone who wants to, you can make a next check for the corpse worm.
Fuck.
That's a 30-20.
Dirty 20, Falcoris, I can see you're frustrated right now.
3.
3, not a clue, mate. This is a monster you haven't heard of before. You know worms, but that's kind of it. But Elro, you realize that you've read about them again. They are a cousin of the worm family. You know, the big gargantuan monsters. It's smaller in stature though, and resides predominantly in the Underdark. But it's nowhere as big as its surface cousins.
Still impressive.
Still an impressive beast to kill, yeah. Fun fact about the corpus worm that because it lives in the Underdark, it is translucent skin.
Ooh.
Where it gets its name from, basically. As it watches, people can see what it's digesting.
Oh, okay.
Scorpions. There are certain types of scorpions.
It's pretty big quarry. You handle that on yourself.
Yes, it is no match to Azrolon. I do this for a living. I do it on surface, I do it in Underdark. I do it to make coin.
Sounds like you're very capable of fighting.
I am. And Adar, she assists. As I assume she's tricked you into thinking she goes one way and then she be behind you.
Any particular reason why your pet, why your pet was following us, tracking us?
She is still a kitten. Perhaps she wanted to play with your female friend there.
Slowly turned to lavender, like, oh god, you've just got permission. Well,
Oh, this cat's gonna be so much fucking fun.
well, we're heading back towards the surface. By the sounds of it, you've been in the Underdark a few times.
This is not my first adventure to Underdark, but this is probably going to be my last day. I have been in this place for a few days, laying low until my wounds had healed, and then I go back to surface, look for a new contract, and rinse and repeat.
You've been past the checkpoint before.
You did,
What?
yes, I will say. So basically, to get down here, you had to go through a place called the Quartz Quarry, and there is basically an immigrations process for this one. So yes, sorry, I forgot to tell you that you did have to go through immigrations. You had to get
Yes.
your passport stamped.
Yeah. I showed them the contract for the monster and they let me. It's no biggie.
We could use your help if you don't mind. We're coming from the Underdark ourselves. We're trying to get back to the surface. We have to get through this checkpoint, but we've been told that it can be temperamental in who they let through. So if you've been through a few times before, if you don't mind helping us, it'd be greatly appreciated.
I could speak to Nalton and see if he could give you all passage. I mean, I did do this city a great deed in taking out that horrible thing. I mean, he paid me handsomely, but we do need to leave.
Sorry, just so I'm not confused. This Nalton is he down here in the Underdark?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I see. Well,
There was a contract up in the surface for any man or woman or beast that could come down and slay the worm, and it's only natural that I take these kind of contracts to earn some coin
right.
and to show Adar how to hunt and kill.
Well, be greatly appreciated any kind of leeway that we can get, because we really need to get to the surface. We have quite a lot of important matters to get to. So I'll turn towards the Twilight Company. Unless somebody's got any objections, I think we follow Azrael as the lead here and try and get back to the surface.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm alright with that.
Perfect.
Well then, friend,
Can
if you can lead the way.
Of
make
course.
sure that you get paid when we get to the surface.
And I'll head to wherever Nalton may be.
Yeah, so where Nalton's office resides, so where you guys came in at the bazaar entrance, on the complete opposite side. So you're north, basically, from the door where you came through. You navigate throughout the whole of the bazaar space, that kilometer or so, and you get to a series of inbuilt rooms into the stone. This is basically their version of like a parliament building. And you go through, and you obviously know where to find Nalton. You knock on his door, and sure enough, the man that you met before opens the door. You can see he's a elderly drow, quite rotund, we'll put it politely. In his older years, walks with a very nice, elaborate gold cane, and as he opens the door, you can see that he is He's got a room that is full of various monster heads, like pinned to the wall and that sort of stuff, framed and taxidermied creatures. But not just that, his room smells of gold coin. Like there's that much wealth in this room that you can smell the money from here, sort of thing. As he opens the door to you, my friend, you return to me, Nalton. Please, how can I help you again, sir?
I have one more request for my favorite colleague.
Oh, you do treat me well. Please, how can Nalton be of assistance again?
I haven't found. Adar has found these lovely people in the bazaar, and they are looking to get back to the surface. I was wondering if you could give us some passage through the border.
Ah, as you know, the history between us and the Quartz Quarry Knot isn't the best, but I can put in some good words and formal papers of my word of appreciation.
That would be kind. And you know how to get a hold of me if you want anything else to add to your collection here.
Of course, my friend. The fangs you brought me are already going to be a fine writing utensil. But wait there, please. I shall go get the papers.
Ah, mamma mia. Anzarotte.
I've already handed over the respirator, or do I need to give him that?
No, you still have your respirator and Adar's as well. You have your own respirator still.
Do we need to return them now, then?
No, because you need them to get back to the quartz quarry. You'll return them at the quartz quarry. The
Alright,
city you
okay.
came through. You still need them to get back there.
Just as a note, we got. Did we get respirators
You
for
haven't
us?
received them. Not yet. No, but you still got your metal suits though.
I know we've got the metal suits that we need to go back for, but it was just because pretty sure they were offering us, but it's fine. We've got the metal suits, so we should be
You
alright.
haven't got them yet. I haven't got them yet. No, but yeah. Sure enough, though, you wait a little second. You can see the him walk behind the desk, and he sits down. As he sits down, the chair creaks and groans underneath him. And he then starts very slowly, almost painfully slowly, writing down these letters. Ah, shit, and he throws it away. But before long, he approaches you again, hand in the waistcoat. My friend, my dear friend, your papers.
You are a godsend. Thank you, Narvin.
You are so kind. Before you go, though, may I say goodbye to my favorite displacer beast once more?
Of course you may. Adar Nalton.
Ah, little Adar. And he bends over, and there's like these big portly fingers. Very violent, but Adar loves it, head scratches. Well, Nalton must return back to his station. Please, if you ever need me, you know where to find me.
I never thought we would have an Italian representation in the Underdark. That no expect there, but there we go.
You're welcome.
Nico, you want to go bowling?
To go bowling.
Hey, Zagabagoon!
But yes, you now have these endorsement papers basically to say that you are approved by officially the Veilspire Nexus as good people, deserving of passage. Again, it doesn't guarantee, but you are noted to being deserving.
Right. Great. So I'll turn to the party. I'll hand them over to Falcoris. Give them to him and say, here you go. This will get us all out of this place.
Perfect. I again appreciate the help. We need to retrieve our equipment, just before we head off. So meet you at the whatever gate we have to leave out of.
There's just the one entrance and exit to
Okay,
the city.
we'll get you at the exit then. But if you give us a few to get our equipment, it's lumbersome. You'll understand when you see them.
Yes, that is not a problem. I will meet you there.
And then
No worries.
split
You
up for
guys
the
are-
moment.
Yeah, you split up for the moment. Azraelian, you go to the exit. You get your own respirator sorted out, make sure the filters are clean, and you spend time trying to put on Adar's filter because Adar thinks it's a game. She keeps trying to duck under the straps. For fuck's sake, trying to get the strap around her, but eventually you equip her with her own breathing apparatus to keep her safe. The four of you Wash, Falcoris, Lavender, and Elleril make your way back to your barracks room. And as you are approaching, you can see that Alof is actually leaving your room. And he's sort of, oh, my friends, hi. Um,
I was going to let you speak
Oh.
first. This is an awkward moment here. You
I
you go
was
first.
dropping off the supplies you asked for and your
Perfect.
papers of endorsement. I
Shit,
was
I
actually
forgot.
going to say I'm going to be leaving here, so if you're coming back to the Veilspire, please, find me. But I'm going to be going out for a couple of days.
Are you going to scout location?
Something like that.
Be careful. Don't know what's
I will.
truly out there, but I can promise
Mm.
you should see a difference.
Yeah. Thank you again. Thank you again for everything you've done, and me and my daughter and everybody else. You've done people here a greater service than I think you can ever truly know. Alright, I don't want to get in your way. And you see he lifts up his mask, and as he tightens it tight and makes sure it's completely sealed around his mouth, he pulls down these big thick goggles. And through a muffled voice, if you ever come down here again, you know to find me.
We'll look out for you. Again, appreciated for your help as well.
I just showed you the
If
door.
you ever make your way to the surface to Pathwire, you can ask for the Twilight Company as well. I'll happily host you.
Never been to the surface before. Perhaps one day.
Treat it as a holiday.
Well deserved, perhaps.
Definitely bring some sunblock though.
I have heard of this sun, and the concept eludes me. As you look up and there's nothing physical. That makes no sense. There must be an end to something. Anyway. You have a good, safe travel back home. Peace be with you.
Peace be with you.
And with that, he gives like a semi-deep bow before he unhooks his heavy crossbow from his back and makes his way for the door. And again, the door, as you remember, is just these two big, thick stone doors that slide into the mountain. But on this side, you can see the red shimmer of arcane energy that is keeping the spores out. The door is open, and without looking back, he goes through the shimmer. He looks left and he looks right towards where the Elysium tides were, where you found him, and starts heading in that direction. And as you see him leave, you then see your new friend standing waiting for you, having just adorned his displacer beast with breathing apparatus.
Alright, well, I guess we better get in our suits and get on a move on.
Why were you guys not giving an apparatus? Why do you have suits?
Oh,
I don't know.
A very
Charlotte.
long and complicated story, if I'm entirely honest.
Is it?
Yeah, I didn't realize this.
Yes, it
That's something-
is.
I was just gonna say that my mother, who I thought was dead, is the owner of a big Creed sort of. You know, she knows people. That's it. You know.
Mum's connected.
Yeah.
Long and complicated story to not paraphrase into a play, I suppose. But yeah, pretty much, yeah, Mum's connected. Her mum's connected.
Okay.
you know of Lost Doing. You've been on the surface, you've been around. We were there to sort it. Hence the suits.
Okay. I came from a different entrance.
Fair enough.
We assumed so. I don't think anybody can actually come through the remix of us.
Without these massive suits that... Yeah.
You guys quickly jump into your room, and again, it is not a quick process getting into these suits. It does take you probably each 10 minutes getting into your own suit sort of thing. Sometimes someone else needs to come and help you adjust certain valves or straps, but eventually you see these strangers from afar come stomping out in these big hulking metal suits, standing fairly tall, and their footsteps echoing through these chambers.
Azrael will not wear that. No. I prefer my coat.
It's quite clunky, to be honest.
Yeah, if they're gonna make more of these, they gotta make them easier to get into.
They look, what is the word? Uncomfortable.
They don't make them for animals either.
Yeah,
Which
but
is
after a
shit.
couple of hours, they start.
It is
to
shit.
go bad.
Could
I
you?
think it would be a lot easier to get Adar into one of those suits than get her apparatus on her. She is at that rebellious teenager stage. She
Shut up, Dad.
back to the technical. Meow.
Well, with that, the doors are slid open for you if you're ready to disembark.
Yeah.
No worries. Azraelian, you just again quickly pull the strap tight, make sure the seal is complete, there are no breaks, make sure your L filters are screwed on tight, you already clean them so you know that you're safe. Make sure again one final check on Adar. You probably check Adar as hard than you check yourself, sort of thing. Before you guys walk through this red shimmer, and you're on the other side again. And even then, you can still see the spores that cause so much death and destruction here. They are still, of course, hanging in the air. However, even now, give or take 24 hours later, really hard to tell at this point, you can see, you swear anyway, they're diminishing. Their air is becoming slightly clearer. It will still take time, but you can believe you see the fruits of your labor already bearing fruit. Wait, you know what I mean. The fruits of your labor doing fruit stuff.
Yeah, for free
You
stuff.
know. Yep, tutti frutti, there we go. But you now begin to head out, following the path that you guys haven't walked apart from yourself and your displacer beast, Azraeli, and you begin to make your way towards the city of Quartz Quarry. Excuse me. Now, from here, it is not a long journey, relatively speaking. It takes you perhaps about 2 hours, 2.5 hours if you're making good progress, sort of thing. It's not far whatsoever. And you see the city looming out in the distance. From the darkness of the Underdark, you can see this huge, sprawling city that rises up from the floor and stretches up to the cavern's ceiling, many hundreds of feet up with tall towers. The outside of these walls are a very dark, almost black coloration, but they're strategically placed with soft, white, glowing lights. And in between these white lights, there are splatters of teal that bleed between. Azraelian, when you came down here, you would have noticed that these teal lights come from bioluminescent fungus that is held within the city and just grows freely as it sees fit. As you come down here, you can see that guards of a completely different uniform to that of the Veilspire Nexus are already on patrol here. Whereas the Veilspire wears more light armor for mobility, these guys are more dressed for heavy combat. Again, they wear identical respirators to what your companion now currently wears, and that you've seen through the Veilspire as well. But these guys are heavily armored. But not just that, you actually see that there's a mix of people here. It's not just drow, but you see a couple of Dwagar, bugbears, and even goblins that mill around. As this collection, this melting pot of people. More importantly, you see the large city walls, and these walls tell an age of this city is ancient and it has fended off many attacks over the years, and they're just not repaired, some of them. You can still see impacts where you can only imagine catapults flinging giant boulders over. You can see deep claw marks of God knows what monsters that may call the Underdark home once upon a time before these spores came in. These walls tell a story of use, but also that they have held. On top of the walls, going from the wall tips right to the very top where the cavern is, you can see a magical shimmering dome of the same sort of reddish hue that was in the Veilspire's main door. And you can see this reddish hue that sort of flickers and jolts with various energies that feed it. The city is yours, though. As you get to the main gates, again, much like the Veilspire, there is a bigger gate here, being a large, walled city. One entrance in, one exit out. No one stops you as you try and come through, though.
I would just kind of look towards Azraelion and just be like, Well, if you can lead the way to the entrance to the surface, or exit to the surface, whatever way you wanted to call it.
Yes, I shall lead the way. I will
begin-
have Adar go up ahead just to scout in case there may be anything alarming.
You begin to push forward with Adara leading the charge. Now you know as well, obviously coming down here, just doing the reverse, following your footsteps, that it is one of the large towers that you need to go through, one of the ones that stretches to the very, very ceiling. And your travel is unimpeded to get there. You walk through the city again, much like the Veilspire. Some people might look over and notice you, but no one stops you, interrogates you, or gives you any grief. You are just free to walk. Now and again, Adar goes missing for a couple of seconds, but again, we'll just pop out from a random alleyway with, well, I was going to say grin on her face, but you can't really see through the big mask that she has to wear, unfortunately. But you can tell that her playful energy means she's happy. And eventually you get to the base of this tower, and it is, a sort of look in, it is a large spiral staircase that just goes all the way up, from the cavern floor to the cavern ceiling.
Is there any sort of guards around? Is there the customs officers waiting to take papers?
Not here, no. There's
Oh.
guards to the door, but as you sort of approach, no one, like, no papers, please, sort of thing. You're free to walk in the tower.
Oh fuck! That means we have to go all the way up before they reject us, and we have to go all the way fucking back down.
You thought this was going to be easy, boy?
Time to get your steps in with these fucking suits.
So you begin to do exactly that. And Azraelian, you know as well that you basically climb this tower, and there's going to be a large disc that will elevate you the rest of the way. That connects actually the tower. Well, you get to the top, and the tower just stops. And from up here in this elevated position, you can see the whole city of the quartz quarries sprawling beneath you. And as you sort of wait, this large floating disc of solid stone and stops in front of you. As it stops, you see a goblin in noble attire, sort of, and shuffle past you. Sorry.
Thank fuck! I thought we had to go upstairs.
You all. I thought I was going to say something. You all climb aboard on top of this this floating disc, and with your heavy suits, you can feel it sort of thing. But it does begin to get momentum.
It's making a noise. I'm like, oh fucking hell!
As it stops, you see a little alarm bell pop up. You just press the alarm bell. Please wait for assistance. And it plays the worst elevator music ever. But none of that happens. It just takes you up. And it takes you up to a perfectly carved circle in the ceiling, where this is now natural stone. And you go through this natural stone that has been carved out probably another 30 feet or so before you come to a large opening, or a corridor in front of you, I should say, sorry. Now, immediately outside of you, you can see there is a big wooden desk. Again, this purple wood that you can't really identify where its origin comes from, apart from being down here. Excuse me. But behind that, you can see a large drow sat behind the desk, who, as you arrive, lifts his head up to notice you. Azraelian, this isn't the guard that did your papers. You had a quite pleasant Dwagar that interviewed you to let you down. This isn't the same man. This is a very large drow. He has white hair that falls just above his eyes, but he has completely shaved sides. Intense grey eyes that study you as you draw closer. And as he stands up to meet you, he reveals he's probably about 6'5" tall, and strong. He is very much a brick house. He wears a nice pressed white shirt with rolled up sleeves, and on top of that, a brown and patterned waistcoat on top that is tucked in. Well, the white shirt is tucked in some very nice, again, pressed trousers. What defies this image of professionalism is underneath that you can see he is covered head to toe, you're guessing, in tattoos. You can see that his arms are completely caked. They go up his neck, spill onto his jawline. Some of them come just but where the edge of the eyes, sort of thing. These tattoos seem to depict as well a lot of death, conflict, but more commonly and noticeable, spiders. On each hand is a tattoo of hands that reach up, and little hands that grab onto each of the four fingers. These little tattoos that hold onto him.
Love it.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. As he stands up there, he stretches out a little bit and walks in front of you all, and just stares. These grey eyes.
We have been given papers to go back to the surface. Oh, well, fuck out, this is got them.
Yeah, of course we'll pull him out of the bag of holding, you know, give him the fucking this one set, give him the second set.
What was that? Sorry, the bag of holding.
Oh no, don't! I fucking swear to
You
God.
open the open the bag, nothing happens. You part the papers, but it's one of the things. As Australian was speaking, he's looking at him with a hand out. Then he turns to you, seeing the papers, rolls his eyes, and then sort of just shifts his body in your direction to accept them. He then holds them in his hand. He looks at you all one by one, counting the papers, counting the people in the room, and he goes and sits behind his desk. And he opens a drawer, staring with these grey eyes. Pulls out a tiny set of spectacles, balances them on the edge of his nose, and just starts reading them. Monster Hunter. Did you complete your contract?
I have.
Good fight.
It was bearable. I gave
Sure.
better than I got.
Glad to hear it. He neatly puts your paper on the table, and he looks to the rest of you four. There is an extra paper here.
That
Um,
will be for.
Companion didn't make it.
My condolences. Just drops it.
Of course, just like fair. Like I felt like
And again, he looks over them again. Veil Spire. Okay. Please bear with me. Stay here. And he takes off the little spectacles from his nose, puts them on the table, and he stands up again. This big imposing figure, and then he walks to a side door that you didn't even notice, and he disappears for a moment.
A quick sniff of his desk.
You sure? Make an investigation check.
on
There's that 19 for knee scroll the up, sorry. I think it's a 31 maybe. Yeah, 31.
Jesus. You have a little snoop on his desk, and it is from as what you call like an immigrations officer, exactly what you'd find. You also see that there is a little brass nameplate sort of thing. His name is Daramith, the gatekeeper. And as you're rummaging through, you can basically see there's not much of note. There's some personal artifacts, including a charcoal drawing of what looks to be him holding a little girl on his lap, sort of thing, with big cheesy smiles across their faces. A beautiful drow woman next to his side, both grinning intensely. And then you see that there's basically two other drawers, one of approved papers, one of declined papers. And you can see that in each of these drawers there is a big stamp, like an ink stamp sort of thing. One that just says, in Underdark, approved, one that says declined. Within handwritten notes of, who's approved for it. So if someone tries to come back again, they can say, well, we've got your papers here previously, so they handwrite things. And as you're snooping around, I said with a 31, I'm not going to make you roll perception, you can start to hear when he's coming back, so you quickly shut the drawer, start to the side, and try and go back to where you were standing, just in time for the gatekeeper to come back. He opens the door and he sort of looks at you all before coming back behind his desk, and he sits down heavily. And he just picks up the pencil, puts the spectacles back on his nose again, and with hands that are really too big to use his pencil, he's very carefully writing it. And he writes on all 5 slips. And he opens up one of the drawers and pulls out a stamp. And with a very violent, you can tell he enjoys this part, is 5 slams of the stamp on the table. You're free to go.
perfect. Appreciated.
Thank you. And I will no doubt see you again.
Potentially.
Well,
Safe travels to the surface. Upsiders. And he takes the spectacles off, puts them in a little breast pocket.
Where do we hand in our respirators?
I can take them.
Okay.
Have they been cleaned?
They were cleaned just before the use to get to here.
Okay, so just the last filters, that's fine. We'll leave them here. I will deal with the rest.
Now, lean down to Adar and
Trying to.
try and take it off. Realise that the Adar that's there isn't the real Adar, it's an illusion, and
Quickly look around. You can see the gatekeeper Darby roll his eyes a little bit as he just wants you out of his office. But eventually you find the real Adar. Quickly do you think you stand over her, pin her with your legs, and then lean down quickly, undo the straps. The mask falls to the floor, and she wriggles out from between your legs and begins to run in the direction of the other side of the room.
Then I'll take mine off, hand it over to him, and leave.
And
Thank you.
we'll follow suit. With our
He
suits.
watches you leave, and you see these big, like, tattooed hands just watch you as you go by. Doesn't say anything, though. Just lets you pass unimpeded.
I was full
Excuse
on
me.
expecting a bit of needing to convince them. I was full on expecting it. There's Matt, what are you doing? I don't like it.
You- What do you mean? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But you get to pass, and as you walk past him, you can see there's a simple stone door that, as you open into this carved tunnel, and you can see that in front of the carved tunnel there is a couple of guards, again this heavy armored attire, that are in front of very much like Vault Tech heavy rotation door. And as they see you coming, they will know that your papers have been approved, they don't question it, and with effort you can see these two strong individuals, one being a bugbear and one being probably an ogre of some description, grab onto the handles and twist and pull, and you can just hear tons of earth move out the way as they command it with these cogs and turns, or levers, sorry. The doorway is open, just enough fuel to fit through, and they usher you to leave. Gently, politely. And should you wish to, you can do so.
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic.
As we're leaving, I just turn to Australia and just, where does this exit lead?
This will take us to a chasm in the forest of I don't want to.
The forest doesn't have a name, but it's basically between Castormees and the Titan's Fall crater. There's a little forest there.
That is where this shall take us.
Okay.
I don't know how far that is to your location, but it is the best I can do at this moment in time.
We tend to be based out of Pathbar. So
I mean, if
It's
it's
not too
alright,
far.
could we go back to Moll's Hamlet first?
yeah.
Well, I need to pick up my animals. So.
I believe you left them at Moss Hamlets, that's fine, yeah.
Oh, when we got the suits, that's when we left.
Oh shit, you can go quickly. Pick up from the edge of Dream if you want to, yeah.
Well, I can't just leave my animals.
No, Brownie's been patiently sat waiting by the edge of Dream. Where's Mama?
Silvery's gonna start something if we leave him there alone.
A cult.
Already started, what do you mean?
Fairly safe to take the suits off now as well.
Actually, yes. You realise that between obviously the actual force field of the quartz quarry and everything else here, there's no spores. The air is still clear.
Well, we need to still transport them at Caligom, and if you think you can carry that, be my guest.
Fit in the bag of holding, right?
I don't think they're going to fit in a bag of holding.
I think I could make it work.
Be my guest.
How is it you summon the Bagman again?
No, I've been in too many campaigns with Bagmans, please don't.
I do not know what you're talking about, Nikki.
I have used him as a threat before. I don't know.
There's no threats here. There's just idle promises.
Single dice roll every time we need anything.
Yeah.
It's great.
Can I
Misty well.
I hope it's not like Harry Potter style situation. If that's ripped, all the stuff inside it comes pouring out.
You're actually gonna try? Oh no.
Yeah, I would like to try take this off.
You
Let's
stop
shove
in this
it back in.
tunnel and take the bag of holding from Falcorus, with him being be my guest, as we say here. Excuse me. And I will need you to make an Arcana check, please. You try and fit
Arcana
the suit
check.
in.
Okay. That is a nat 20 for 24.
And that 20 for 24. You get to about the shoulders and you realize this isn't going to work and you're at risk of breaking the bag.
Okay. I keep going knocking on. I spend 10 minutes grumbling putting the suit back on.
Not a problem. You do that, and you can all hear through the microphone that obviously you guys like to speak through. Fucking suit in the bag of holding.
While he's putting the suit on, I'll talk to Israel and I'll be like, so what's your plans now that you're going to be back on the surface?
I don't really have any plans. I just travel to tavern, I pick up contracts, I kill monster, I earn coin, and I keep doing that. I heard that you lost a companion back there. I'm sorry to hear that, but if you want, I can tag along. And anything that we kill, if there's a contract on its head, we can split the coin.
Without putting the world on your shoulders, essentially, we've got a bigger picture to look after than just monsters that are running around. And we could use somebody. By the sounds of it, you are skilled. Essentially, we could put you on a trial basis. But we could use your hunting skills. Put it this way. We've got a possible invasion of this realm here coming up. We're going to need all the help we can get. If you're skilled as you say you are, we could use you.
I somewhat feel offended that you put me on trial. Did you not see his trophy cabinet?
Yeah,
I have given him at least 95% of the trophies he has. Have you killed a corpse worm?
I haven't, but I've killed a fair few monsters myself.
I rest my case. I know on trial. I shall help you in your escapades, friend.
All right. Well,
As Malto's influence rubs off a little bit.
I suppose, and then I'll turn to Wash. I'm like, Wash, I suppose this means that you're off trial. You're now a full-fledged member.
No, he's still on trial as Lilion not do trials.
No, you are on trial.
Also, Wash, I saw you muted yourself by accident there when you went to speak.
It's backwards again. Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, you know, funnily enough, I was going to offer while somebody was on trial a contract with Guild to be paid per hunt, but you know, I think if he's not on trial, I suppose we don't have to do anything about that.
Situations, right? Let's get out there, do a thing, right? We need to go to your people, tell them that you've completed your mission on quest.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
Oh.
No, not you. We don't know.
So it's what? Me? You just met him?
You guys begin to you had this conversation whilst Ellie was putting himself back in the suit again, basically. So this isn't a walk and talk. This is a wait for Elleril right now.
I know.
Eventually he does finish, and you guys begin to stomp further on. And this is a passageway, and it's obviously man-made, very much so. And it snakes in spirals, twists and turns, but always in your way going up, but not at too steep or incline to be uncomfortable. Eventually, you can see where this passageway that's been carved out gives way to what's more natural canyon, crevasse. and you can begin to hear sounds of the surface. Though no light is falling down, for instead you hear the crickets of night.
Oh, we fucked up.
And
Oh.
as you come out of this cavern and canyon and push through into these large trees that make up the surface, you're home. And it is probably about, if you look at the position of the moon, that sort of stuff, you're guessing at 1 in the morning or so.
Oh, we fucked up. Our sleep schedules are fucked.
You've got jet lag. Plane lag, we'll call it.
I've never been so happy to see a night sky, I'll be honest. Fuck the underground.
It's nice to have that emptiness above us, in a way. Well, I suppose let's get to your Hamlet.
You know, make sure I'm not
want to
dead.
travel through the
Talk
night?
to no one.
Two you talking really confusing my brain.
Yeah.
Wash, you go first.
I'll just go back, you know, check in, make sure I'm not dead, maybe see if my oath still stands, you know.
Kelligo.
I mean, wanted to travel through the night.
Well, we've fucked our sleeping schedules. This is now day for us, so yeah. I think we travel through the night, and then we can maybe rest when we get there. Short rest, because we're going to have to do that fucking thing where you stay up and then, you know.
Boo. Mm-hmm.
Just tells really on. Adar. Well trained, wouldn't attack anybody. We're perfectly safe with people and other animals.
She's a good kitty. She's fine.
Alright, because you're going to meet Brownie and Silvery, and believe me, Silvery's the worst of the two of them. And
You leave Sylvie alone.
She's just very playful. If someone takes a bite at her, she will take a swipe at them.
alright,
Just like if someone was to hit me, I would hit them back.
that's
I
fair.
train her well.
Oh,
She's like me.
off we go.
With that still inside your suits, you begin to clunk and walk your way through the mud and detritus of the forest floor late at night. And you push through, you leave the forest and keep heading in a... Oh, map knowledge, Matthew. Get the map out.
East.
Compass points are a thing. Easterly direction. And you make your way along. Thank fuck Lewis isn't here. And as you keep walking, it will take you... You know, you cross out of the forest and you push through, and you know that you can't see it in the night, but you're walking past where the large geographical location of the Titanfall's crater is, but you can't see it in the dark. That place you've been to, all your journey started all those many months ago now for you guys. And you walk through, and as you're getting towards the hills that indicate the farmland is when dawn and the sun begins to rise in the distance, casting long shadows across the ground as a clear sky dawn begins to break over the distance. That's very loud. And in the distance, Wash, Orin, as you're called here, you can see it in the distance. Imol's hamlet, your old home. The quaint little farming village. You see, being the dawn, you can still see the smokes that rise from chimney tops where fires will lit all night to keep the residents warm. And you can start to see the early rising folk or the farmers that get out to tend to the sheep and the cattle in their fields, taking advantage of all the sunlight they can, especially on a clear day like this.
Feels weird not to come into this place with my helmet on.
Instead, you've got a full-on fucking suit.
Oh yeah, but my face is showing.
That's fair.
As you begin to all, 5 of you, walk down the path, seeing these large metal suits trudge towards them, you can see commotion occurring within the village, and people begin to run into their houses. Not screaming in abject terror, but people take notice of heavily armored figures walking and begin to, "Oop, shit, maybe we shouldn't be out here anymore."
Brotherhood of Steel coming to get people to
And Victorian Brothers. As the Pridwin flies overhead.
Of course, it'd just be walking silently behind Wash.
Thinking he's Elder Maxon. You got the voice for it, in all fairness, yeah. But you guys begin to come into town, and there is one figure that doesn't seem to back down, but instead come to meet you, per se. And that's your father, Orin. You can see he's not like, he's standing like someone like, defensive position, because again, he can't tell from a distance who these individuals are, but he's going to make a point for his village. But then he sees through the visors familiar faces, bar one. And he smiles. A smile etches across his lips.
I'll just kind of open my arms wide for a hug, essentially.
And he smiles and nods and quickly closes the distance between you with a light jog, stops in front of you, and then he leans in for a hug and hugs your giant metal body.
You're hugging me almost like you thought I was gonna be dead.
Shut up.
Bit rude,
Don't ruin this. How are you, boy? And he stands back and he tries to do the whole thing that what dads do when they hug and they try to push you back sort of thing to look at you. Realizing you can't do it because you're weighing far much more than him, he ends up pushing himself back. How are you, boy?
Tired, sore, and otherwise alright, Kill the fucking horrible looking thing. Feel like I need 60 showers. Otherwise,
Well, all of you come up. 2 seconds, and he leans over. It's okay, everybody. It's my son and his friends. We're safe. And you can see that normally him calling out and Wash, you know the weight of him calling out publicly, "This is my son." But people open the door and they do begin to slowly step outside, giving you guys a bit of a berth before tending back to their crops, fields, and other activities and duties. What would you like to get a drink? Kind of
honestly, I'd like to get rid of these fucking suits.
I will come. Let's go to the back of the tavern. You can drop them off and stretch your legs, I guess. I don't know if you. Anyway, let's get you out of them, eh? All of you.
Let's.
Not a problem.
Thank you guys for that. Honestly, I hate this thing.
Did you not try and put in the bag of holding, son?
Don't you
know
stop.
what? I thought that would be.
He's got a shit
right?
grin on his face, knowing it wouldn't work.
It seems like someone cheaped out when they got us a bag of holding. That's all I'll say.
Calanthe would take offense to that.
Not a problem. But you all go to the back of the tavern that you had a couple of drinks in last time you were here, disembark, gladly stretch your legs out and feel all your backs like Jenga tower back into themselves. And it feels good again. And one of the things you take for granted, being stuck in these suits where you were basically living in your own sweat cloud effectively and tasting actual fresh air again. Not underdark, dusty air, but actually feeling a breeze against your skin, the fresh flowers and the hay nearby, even the smell of the manure from the animals, it all comes back and it is lovely to you all. It is refreshing. It is like being born again sensory.
Very stinky again.
You guys smell a little bit. Not as much you did last time, but there is a smell about you.
I'll prestidigitation to clean myself up and myself alone.
Wow, okay.
See how it is.
Oh, you never asked.
Didn't even know
You
you
never
could do that.
offered.
You
You're-
can ask.
You're a rogue. What the fuck?
I
Right.
never
As you
expect Rose
guys
to clean anyone else.
are grilling Ella right now about not prestidigitating you all, Leith, your father, comes back. Miss Lavender, while you were away, I went to go see Dream and say prayers, and I saw your bear, and I brought him back here. If that's all right, he's been sleeping in the back of my house on the wee hay pile. If that's okay,
Thank you.
no worries.
How
Also,
much food do I owe you?
none at all. Honestly, none. Although there was an owl that's been scratching my windows quite a fair bit. But you owe me nothing, sweetheart. You've done everybody a great service, so you know if I can help out by looking after the bear, then so be it. But aye, you're very more than welcome. I'm sure he'll be happy to see you again. The rest of you finish disembarking your suits, sealing them up to make sure no one else can take a little hitchhike with them. And yeah, do you want to go? What would you like to do? Tavern or?
I don't know if there's like a pond or a lake or anything nearby.
You wouldn't, but if you ask Wash, Wash can point in the direction that there is a small pond, and again, it isn't drinking water, but during like the hot summer days, is known for be like a little area where people go have a little splash around and a bit of fun, you know.
Yeah, I'll just make my way there eventually at some point.
Strip down Bollock and take a little dip,
Yeah.
as is tradition in this party.
Oh,
You mean nudists? But yeah, you go and enjoy, and again, the water here it is ice cold, even in the sun of the early morning. It's being out in the open, the sun hasn't had a chance to warm it yet. It is ice cold, and it's one of those like it feels good for the skin though, like an ice bath sort of thing, where there's the initial cold water shock, but as you ease into it, you feel your skin hydrating, almost drinking in the lake itself that you find yourself within right now.
on my own.
I'd say you can be on your own, yeah.
I just kind of want to set my all my clothes just off to the side
Mm-hmm.
of the pillow, and then tear off a strip of fabric from my cloak.
Mhm.
And I dip into the water and I just wash away my body, and I go over the scars, such as like a bite mark from the orca, the gun wound from
Yep, from
back
Buffy.
Let's
the stinger from
rewind
the
back.
spider dragon.
Just a bite
Let's-
mark from the orca? What about the burn marks from the orca?
Yeah, there's those two.
Yeah.
And but the last one he focuses on is the tattoo of our friends that signals him as a member.
Mhm.
And he's just going to spend some time trying to carve out the tattoo
Ooh,
and washing it into the pond.
ooh. I will say from this, you will probably take this roll a d4 here. 2 points of piercing damage or slashing damage, either way. As you take your dagger, and it's only a small tattoo, thankfully now. But you take the skin off where the tattoo is.
And then
There's a little red hue as you sort of sit in the pool, and the deed is done. And it's when you sort of like blink and sort of capture your strike. You've been so hyper fixated on the skin of your body, but you sort of blink and almost like look out of yourself. You can see that, you know, the nice icy blue water around you is now tainted red in your immediate vicinity.
yeah, I'll just wrap it, kind of make sure it's as clean as I can from this situation,
Yeah.
then get my stuff back on and head back to me around.
Easy enough to do. Make sure the bleeding stops. You tie it tight with the strap that you ripped off of your cloak. And yeah, you take a time. The water definitely helps clean it. You dress yourself again, compose yourself probably, and begin to head back to your friends once more. Whilst Elrill's away doing this, anybody else up to anything much?
Of course, we'll just be going to the tavern. Just getting a drink, sitting at a
Mhm.
table, whether or not Oren and his father wants their own table and their own time, whatever. But of course, we'll get a drink, sit in a corner, probably invite Israelian to sit with him, and then just sit and drink and just kind of relax a little.
Yeah. And it's good just put your feet up on an actual establishment, relax, familiar territory at that as well. And you can feel like you can totally let your guard down right now, and it's good feeling. After being pent up in the suits and seeing the abject horrors that you saw down there, it's good to be safe, secure, and able to breathe.
Yeah, I'll go to the tavern with
Yep.
Falgoris. Yeah, I don't know this place. This is alien to me, so I'll just go to the tavern, have a drink.
Mm-hmm. They're serving them when they're not serving any ales right now. It's more like, hot drinks, waters, and that sort of stuff at this point in time. It's before 10 o'clock. Laws won't let them do it. So
What's this called?
teas,
What the fuck?
coffees, a hearty breakfast is served. Might as well be. And again, all in the house. No coin is asked in exchange. But at one point, obviously, Wash, your dad will pull you aside. Now that you're out the suit, and it's one of the things that he waits for everybody else to go inside the tavern and Elril to saunter off into the distant hills. Whilst he realizes that it's just you two, you're alarmed as all of a sudden he grabs you and pulls you into another hug where he can actually hold you this time. And he holds you tight.
You right, Dad?
He's quiet for a couple of seconds before he pulls back. I am good. Just you know what you're doing. I thought I might be burying you again, and I've just got you back. So seeing you here and knowing I don't have to again is I'm just happy to see you, son.
Happy to see you do that, you know? It's good you don't hate me after this time.
No, I don't hate you, son.
And, well,
I'm
as
proud
long
of
as
you.
you and Sarah don't, I'm happy. Eventually people will see that the ream is healing, but I'd give it a wide berth for a while.
Of course,
But we did
as
do
I
it.
mentioned, I went to go see you've been in, and I saw Lavender's bed out there. But I did also see a couple of armored figures snooping around on the inside after you left.
Aye?
I thought it was you guys at first, but then there was too many.
What do you mean armored figures?
Well, wearing the suits that you saw wearing.
Okay. Fair enough. Alright, well, thanks for letting me know.
Of course,
So,
like I said, I thought it was you guys at first, digging around, but then I saw there was, I believe I counted 8 of them. It was hard to tell from a distance if I counted a couple of twice or, missed one, but, I think there's about 8 of them.
Okay, fair enough.
Sarah will want to see, by the way. She has been emotional, is the word I'm going to choose, in your absence.
You know, friend comes back.
Aye.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I best go talk to her before gonna speak to somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Well, take your time. I'm going to sit in the tavern and relax, maybe catch up with Falcoris and your friends. But aye, catch me there when you're ready.
Will do. You know, who knows? Maybe when you see me next, I won't be a paladin. We'll see.
Well, bye. He takes a little sidestep. Not showing how
Probably
not knowing how to deal with that. Miss, we'll double check Lavender. Are you up to anything, by the way?
I'm gonna get my animals.
You go get your animals. Sure enough, with the second you're out your suit, everyone's sort of announcing where they're going. You walk off to wash his father's place. And you can see that, as promised, there's been a little. It's a very much makeshift. He actually not makeshift at all. He's basically emptied out his log store, being the autumn months, and he's filled it with hay from either his own field or somebody else's. And you can see that they're tucked up, still dreary-eyed, just waking up as the dawn is approaching. A very sleepy brown bear, all cozied up in the hay.
Spoiled shit.
As you call it out, the ears, the little rounded ears, immediately sort of prick, looks up at you, and if a bear could smile, this one does. As he gets up on all fours, he shakes himself like a wet dog as he wakes himself up and barrels towards you, almost knocking you off your feet as he just runs into you, no brakes. And you guys go tumbling to the ground. And as you're having this moment of happiness, you feel something look at you. And up in the trees, there he is, the white owl, staring down at you. He flies down next to your side, does a little like owl hop sort of thing, gives you a nuzzle, then flies back in the tree again.
Yeah, I miss you too. I'll probably just take Brownie and go back to the tavern after.
Yeah. Fantastic. You have a little roll around in the dirt with him, scratching the ears, catching up on Miss Loves and Cuddles before you dust yourself off the dirt. And as you say, make your way back to the tavern to your friends. Elil, I'm guessing after you've had your moment in the pond, you go back to the tavern, did you say sorry, or did I?
Yeah, I'll go back to the tavern.
Fantastic. Just so I can keep track of all you lovely folk. Orin, we'll then turn the camera back to you then. As you say goodbye to your father, where are you off to?
Suppose first to go see Sarah.
Fantastic.
To communicate I'm alive.
You go to Sarah, and she still lives with her mum in the farmhouse that she grew up in when you were kids. You go knock on the wooden door, and there's a slight pause. It's one of the things you almost go to knock again when the door finally opens, and you can see Sarah standing there. She's bleary-eyed, rubbing one of them. Her hair hasn't had a chance to get made yet, so it's a little bit of a frizzy riot as she opens the door. Hello. And almost like she's had an immediate adrenaline shot, she wakes up instantly and seeing you.
Not dead.
No, you're not, are you? Come in, sorry, come in, please, come in.
Disappointed? God
No,
sakes.
surprised. Come in, please.
Surprised?
That's... I'm not choosing my words right here. Look, where you were going was a deadly, deadly place. And, there wasn't a lot of hope, let's be honest,
Wow.
Can I get you a drink, a tea, or anything to eat? Yeah. Can I get you anything?
No. It's alright. I'm just here to communicate I'm alive for now.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to see that you're not alive. That you're alive. Sorry, Jesus.
You're really fucking this up,
Yeah, I know.
You could be doing better than it, because this is not going well.
You could have,
I'll die.
come when I just hadn't woken up. Had time to get my senses.
Oh, okay, I'll fuck off then. It's fine.
No, please don't go.
It's fine.
Please don't go. I'm happy to see you. I really, really am. After you left again, I've been thinking of things that I could have, should have, and would have said to you if I had a redo when you came back into town. I've actually got a request of you, Orin.
Alright.
And you can say no, and please do, if you aren't comfortable, say no. If you're going to come back in my life, can you be part of it? I'm not asking for anything, just don't vanish again.
Oh, I'm not just gonna turn up and disappear again.
You've done it once.
Yeah, but I think
And
I
then when
was
you came back, you
allowed
then had
at
to
the
go to
time.
a very dangerous and deadly place. I'm asking that if you're gonna be, I don't need you to be here, but I would like my friend back, where I can catch up and
Yeah,
talk and shit.
of course. I'm no like. All right, look. You know that I work for the guild, and
Mhm.
now somehow I've ended my trial with the fucking Twilight Company, Defenders
Oh,
of
your
the
probation's
Throne.
ended.
Yeah, so now I am a fully fledged member, which is also like very confusing. They don't hunt little things, I'll be honest.
I can only imagine.
But no, if I'm not going anywhere, I'm here. I'm not gonna just vanish into thin air, and you're never gonna hear from me ever again.
I'd appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, I promise you that. That's not happening anymore.
You said the magic word. You said promise. I'll hold you to it.
All right, fine.
Good.
You're saying that to a paladin. Like,
That's a good point. It is nice to have you back, though.
it's nice to be back, but it's a little nicer to know that they can rest easy now. You know, because I don't know why, but I get this sense that it's just free.
Nice feeling. And I'm happy that you can feel free.
I'm gonna visit their graves
Yes.
just before I go to my
Do you
altar.
want company, or is this a alone thing?
I think I would like to be alone for this.
Of course, of course. Well, then let me keep you then. But before you leave town, say bye.
Yeah, of course.
And maybe I'll
I'll be
have
around
the
for a
hamper ready for
while.
you again, you know? Did you guys enjoy the hampers, by the way?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, perfect.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. Did you bring my baskets back?
I think we did.
I'm just
In
being a
bag
dick.
of holding.
I was being a dickish DM. In the bag of holding, you say?
I'm not pulling from it yet.
No, I'm just being a dick. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
But you can say you probably have the baskets. Let's say just for shits and giggles. Well, next time you're leaving, I might be able to, with notice, whip you up a little on the road snack again.
They would happily take that.
Well, just give me some notice next time, and I'll see what I can do.
Of course, of course.
But you go see them. And if you need me, I'm here. No problem.
No, it's good to
You-
be back.
She
Then it
smiles, a little side eye, brushes her hair behind her ear, sort of thing. And you leave the door. And you then probably take a big, deep sigh before you start plodding up the hill where the town's grave is. And you can see, for a small farming village, it's not like a huge city graveyard, of course, but there's, headstones, some old, some worn, some broken, some not so much. But you know exactly which ones you need to go to. They're all next to each other, neatly, well tended still. Tended, sorry. Well tended, probably by Sarah.
I don't really. He'll just stand in front of them, sort of awkwardly, slowly. I don't really have much to say. It's not that you haven't heard it from me before. But in this case, I suppose you haven't, and it's that. From what I know, is that I hope you're all free. And you're not bound to that horrible place anymore. And while I could never go back and change what I did to you, even in defense, it might seem selfish, but I at the very least feel that I've done my duty to take vengeance for you, and maybe penance for myself, selfishly. He'll
You can
bow
hear
his head very gently.
around you. Can feel the breeze of the exposed hilltop. The cold wind brushes over your cheek, shifts your hair across your face, and there is that feeling of, even as heavy as this moment is for you, as you said to Sarah, there is still a freedom that you feel. You're not elated, you're not jumping for joy, but there's something inside you that feels warm. Almost like you closed a chapter in a good book.
He'll just very quietly walk away.
Before we get to the next step of your visits, does anybody else want to quickly jump into the story quickly and up to anything, or no?
No, just
No.
talking with, I presume, Lethan, if he's came into the tavern.
Yeah, he's basically going to be like, now that his son's out the way, he's going to be like, now what was nitty gritty of this thing? Tell me everything that happened. He wants to know what you guys went through, and when you try and like skip around details, he'll like, no, tell me, sort of thing.
Of course, won't skip around details. Of course, we'll tell him everything to
Good.
the very last point, and then it will literally like describe in slow motion detail, essentially, of how Wash or Orin went in and killed the creature that we knew of.
Yeah, that witch rots. So, and as you're telling the story, all the emotions of a tale that come through when you talk about that which became the two-bodied monster of flesh and sinew that was stitched together by fungus, he shudders and he is quite taken aback and scared. And then when you tell him about the battle with that which rots, he is enthralled. He is hanging on your word as if he is at the theatre and he is enjoying the play. He can picture everything in his mind. And you can see that when you sort of go into the slow motion details of Orin, his son, slaying this creature, nothing but sheer admiration and pride for his boy.
Aww.
But as you're telling this narrative, Orin, you leave the graveyard, feeling this warmth in your belly, and you begin to make your way to the woods, where you're hoping to find her. You walk the path, and as you do, the statue isn't there. The statue of Bodin isn't there. You can see the stone plinth, worn, rugged from age. Oh, there's a fucking beast. I don't know what that was. Yeah, the statue's roars at you. But no, only the plinth remains.
Is Miedra there?
No. And as you try and take in this confusion and look around, excuse me, it's almost like as you turn, one of the trees, one of the thick trunks that is in front of you, as you turn, it almost like screen wipes in front of you. And you can see that you are in a dark landscape. It's not pitch black, no. But it is very, very, very dim.
I'll tentatively pull my hammer.
Mm-hmm. You very carefully, as you say, pull the hammer out and hold it in your grip. And it's as you're doing that, you begin to see in the distance what looks like a figure begin to step forward from the darkness, basked in radiating golden light as they step forward in front of you. And they keep getting taller and taller and taller. They wear a very much Centurion style outfit in front of you. Very battle worn, fully helmeted, broad shoulders, a small half cape hanging off one of the shoulders, a large tower shield in one arm, and in the other you can see a large warhammer in one hand, beautifully crafted and made. The Centurion stands before you, tall and mighty, and looks down upon you.
You know, for a god, you got a lot of fucking gall to play the games you decided to play.
The figure turns the hammer so that the head is down, gently places it on the ground so the hilt is upright. He puts the shield on the ground respectfully, and he gets down on one knee in front of you. Not in the statue, or in the way that you would give someone respect, but it's more so you can get eye level with you sort of thing. Maybe 2 in the 1. And the large Centurion helmet looks back at you. You can see that in between the cracks of the armor, there is this permeating, eminent glow of gold that just resonates through the armor. And as you look through the eye slits, you can't see nothing but light behind them as well. Gaul.
You speak to me once as a child. You give me a sole purpose, I swear an oath.
And that was all the guidance you needed. Have you not achieved the task before? Have I
The
not
help of
gifted you?
others.
Do you think I single-handedly took down every betrayer god?
You did with him.
Hmm.
And then you left him.
I didn't kill him, no.
No, you
And to this day, that aches. My biggest mistake. And I've made many as a eternal being. I've had eternity to make choices. Some have been good, some bad. I can't deny nor hide them.
So you regret?
Depends what you want me to regret.
Your decided mercy or torture, that being indirectly or directly, caused their deaths. Deaths of thousands.
There is a significant moral quandary of which I have pondered since those days. He was, before everything, first and foremost my friend. Dear friend.
Then why betray
So,
him? If he may have betrayed you and become a betrayer god, fair enough. What pushed you to believe that the Raven Queen would take over and rule better than he would?
now you're making wrong assumptions, Owen. I've never trusted her.
Oh, what, a contract?
No contract with I. But a void that needed filling in a time of action and war. Have I ever agreed with what she's done? Never. I know what he said to you. Remember, I am the one who made her put on the mask. However, the issue lies with her domain being far too powerful for me to intervene. Once she had her foot in the door, so to speak, I couldn't push her out again. And she's not alone. She has allies in Olympia. She has those that see her as, how do I say this eloquently, needed. And that she does the job. But I saw the Shadowfell. I saw what my friend Mitra set up. and it was wonderful. So make no mistakes, young man. I have never liked her.
It still
Do
doesn't
not
answer the
affiliate me
question
with
of why
her.
you cut him down.
It was him or me.
Mm.
Would you not fight for your life in a moment like that? Or would you let one of your friends plunge a sword?
I don't know, and that's why I asked if you regret. Because
As
in
I
those
say,
sorts of situations, that's the only thing we can do. We make a decision, we reflect on it later.
and there are many things I would do again, many things I would change. I wanted my friend back. I know that's selfish to ask. And I know that he was gone. He told me himself, but in my foolishness, did I heed his words? No. I figured time. Perhaps that's what he needed. Time to see the error of his ways. If I could just have conversations, just he and I as we used to in the grand halls, maybe I could bring him back. Maybe. But 'twas not to be. Because of her. Champion, if you can call him that. Stole my friend away. Where I could not find him. Preoccupied with war. I lost him. And the rest is history, Orin.
So she placed him in the Ream.
Not to my knowledge. I believe the final say had a hand in that.
That makes sense. I heard he's a dick. Or was a dick. Or is a dick, I don't know.
He is very much still a threat to this day. Which is why I still need you.
Well,
Our holy mission isn't yet over.
good.
Orin.
So I was thinking I'd finished my oath and I'd be fucking pissed off if I had.
There is much more I need from you.
That's a good thing you still got my devotion then. Thankfully, you said the right things. And I get I'm only a dumb mortal, but Jesus, you really held the line by not speaking to me for a while.
I'm sorry, did you need a shoulder to cry on or comfort? Or are you a warrior?
Please, I think you know well enough my thoughts on you exactly. If your power didn't cut it enough, I was happy to break my oath and die on that shore.
And
But
that's
either
why
way,
I
it
still
doesn't
want
matter.
you around. Because I know you're wild. I know you're fierce and angry, driven. That is something I need.
Good. Because I need the power.
And you shall have it.
And you're not so much of a dick anymore. But you do have my sympathies for your friend. I could tell he wasn't. He was evil, but I think that was twisted over time.
It's complicated.
Being a devotee of the war god, you realize that everybody has the capability to be evil or good in the stretch of a moment. But
Do you think my loyalties were always set in stone? I'll tell you in confidence, Orin. When the Betrayer War broke out, when factions were being sided, I weighed my options, let's say. Nothing is ever black and white. There is always the grey in which we sit. But it is when we're inside that place, where we look for lights inside the dark rooms, title drop, and we find out where we need to be.
Well, if it's any consolation, evil or not, I made Mitrus's final death fast. I didn't let the decay take him.
I saw. And as much as it pained me to see my friend go finally, to see his actual face once more, it was the right thing to do. and I thank you for it. Though your friend
Good have.
Falcoris, can you... He's a bit rough around the edge, even for me.
Not rough enough around the edge, I suppose.
In the wrong way.
Hmm.
Not paladin worthy in my eyes.
Fucking God of War, I'll fucking take your throne, bitch.
Insert that 50 cent meme.
Well, got a mixed bag. Joel as well. He's a strange one.
I feel for him most out of your party. Intertwined with her. It hurts to see him suffer.
Yeah, he really was. I think he's always been a pawn for others. Unfortunately.
Indeed. He thinks himself the root. Unfortunately, Joel is but a pawn to be played by other people's hands. A good pawn, don't get me wrong, but there are much bigger pieces at play than he. Ego only gets you so far. However, I must leave you now. Perhaps I shall usher words in your ear once again.
Just
Maybe I won't.
direction. You know the general. You know how far I'll go with a single purpose, so just give me one, because at the moment, I have none.
Then, Orin Aleph, I assign you a new task, formally in my name, to champion my steed. The final say must be eradicated once and for all.
It shall be done.
Good. As he pulls the cloak up.
Yeah, I know you do that.
Go forth. And before you go, Elleril and his family. Know that maybe tell him that Bowden still watches.
Yeah, I think
They
I
haven't
can
been
give internet
forgotten.
proof now, if I'm honest. Oh, and have this, and I'll just toss the wee bag of his mate's ash at him.
He takes the ash.
Just
And
for
there's
a
a,
memento.
obviously, there's just the helmet, so there's no expression.
Just hits him
But
the
then-
helmet.
Okay.
Did everyone else cut either, or was it just me?
I didn't cut out, but
Just you.
It's just you.
Right, just
Just me. He literally mentioned Elro, and then Discord shit the bed for me.
oh, sorry. So basically said that let Elril know that his family's still watched by Bowden, and then wash through the ashes of Mitris at him.
I was just about to say, go watch the VOD, you know?
But as you throw the ashes his way, he catches them midair. And he opens the bag up with delicate fingers, even these giant gauntleted hands. And the helmet peers within this tiny bag in his massive hands. And he looks back at you. He seals the bag. Thank you.
Don't know if
Champion.
gods do burials, but
We do more. But go forth, champion of Bowden, and do my bidding.
gladly.
And with that, he sort of stands up to reach his full height again. He picks up the hammer, adorns the shield, and as he turns, it's like a wide sweep he does with the shield. And as he does, you turn your eyes to... He's not going to hit you, but you still naturally close your eyes a little bit. And as you turn around again, you're back in the wood. And as you look over your shoulder, the statue of Bowden is there, as it always should be.
I'll very quickly just bow my head towards the statue and then leave back for the tavern.
Mm-hmm. As you do, a certain figure that you might have been initially trying to find intercepts you. The spine of the mountain herself.
Oh.
I heard whispers.
Well, yeah, you know, Dream's clear. That's that done.
And from the whisper, a shout emerges. It's good to see you, boy.
It's good to see you too, Mentor. Not dead, you know, pretty good. Bowden finally spoke to me again. About time.
Good. Patience ever the virtue, boy.
Well, you know, it feels a little better to give him an earful, but anyhow.
I'm sure you did.
Oh, you know it. Absolutely.
I know. I taught you.
Yeah. Too right. Gotta keep him on his toes.
Well, what path lies before you now? Wash.
The enemy that the Twilight Company defeated previously seems to still linger in a place where he can be reformed. Bowden has tasked me with not necessarily preventing that, but from destroying him entirely.
A strong task. A tall order.
Well, I mean, clearing Dareem was pretty tall as well, but I seem to
I
have done
was gonna say he's got the right man for the job.
it.
Well, don't let me keep you on your path. But if you ever need grounding, find me here.
Oh yeah, just when my ego gets too big, you know, you'll smack me. You'll smack me in the face
Oh,
with your
what?
shield before long.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say smack my ass there, but no.
Just one thing:
Of course.
are all paladins champions of Bowden? Are all paladins of war champions of Bowden?
No.
Hmm.
Paladins are given tasks by their gods. Holy oaths. That doesn't give you the right of a champion.
Okay.
Make either a deception check or persuasion check for me, please, whichever's better for you.
I don't care. They're both the same. Ooh. Oh no, they're not. My charisma's better. I mean, that would be 18.
18. She gives you a sideways grin. Very well. Don't let me keep you.
Fine.
She bows her head respectfully. And you make your way back to the tavern. Unless you... Oh, I don't mean to put words in your mouth,
No.
sorry, do you...
Tavern,
Tavern?
please. Yeah, I don't want to take up more RP time. I feel like I'm hogging enough.
By all means. You go back to the tavern. It's probably at this point where, Falcorus, you maybe wrapped up the tale about 5 minutes or so, because there was so much story to tell.
Or as he walks in, I'm like, yeah, and your boy came in like a fucking... Oh, a spear just went in and took him apart. And it was amazing to see.
Yeah. And there is you can see that your dad's sitting there, a big cheeser on his face. Again, hanging on Falcorus's every single word, like they're physical things he can touch.
You know, I should let you know, Falcoris is a big embellisher.
Talking shite.
I don't care. I enjoyed the story all the same.
Baron.
And I know what you says is true. Flared or not, it's true.
Well, couldn't have done it without the rest of them, could I?
Well, that's true.
Yeah, but we couldn't have done it with...
Teamwork.
But we couldn't have done it without you.
You wouldn't have been here without me. Who knows? Maybe Dareem, if I hadn't appeared or hadn't ended up being me, maybe Dareem would never be like it. Who knows?
Wash.
What ifs, buts, and maybes?
Stop bringing yourself down.
I'm not bringing myself down. Fuck that.
So then, you fucking helped us massively, and you got the killing blow. Without you, we would never got this far. The ream is getting cleared, I suppose, thanks to you. And when we get back to the capital, we tell the Queen that we've managed to clear Dareem, The refugees, once it's cleared, can start making their way. The refugees will know that Orin is the one that cleared the room.
Just, we'll keep it Wash.
Nah,
Hearing my name from people is still strange.
well, get used to it.
Uh,
You're Orin to me from now on.
Alright. Okay. Enough of that, yeah? How much would it be to buy the whole, like, inn, a round of drinks?
At this point, like I say, with the story that's been told, you can see the barkeep has been on his elbows in the bar, and he just goes, "What would you like, friend?"
One for everyone, then.
So it is. It's not even 10 o'clock yet, but I'll break the rule. And he cracks open a couple of bottles of red and white wine, a couple of ales are poured, and he just puts them in a big tray, plops on the center of the table. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
It's
You'll just
noon.
kind of bash the table just to get everybody's attention. Just go, drink up, dreams free. And then he actually genuinely looks happy in this place.
Mhm. And as he says that, and as you raise your hand, your air, the ale inside your mug sloshes over. And if everybody else wants to do the same and raise their mugs and tankards in honor as well, their wine glasses, there is a loud inside this tavern. The walls capture and hold the sounds of elatement and enthusiasm, of sheer joy. As Wash, a big, genuine smile creeps over your lips, and a smile that probably none of your party have ever really seen before. You've had your sly smile. This is a warm, genuine, soulful smile. And I know it's early, but that's where we're going to wrap up tonight's episode of The Shadows We Fear.
Woo.
Because I am unwell. I do apologize. I'm at that point where I'm struggling. But wow, thank you so much, guys. Fuck Bowden. See, the message you sent me, I was trying not to fucking lose it. I got a private DM from Andrew midway through saying I'm fucking offended, and I was trying not to.
When you're not paladin material, it's just, you just can't cut it, mate. It's not for everyone, okay?
Fuck
It's
it, I'll
alright.
be your new War of God.
War of God.
Yes, War of God. Because that's what I'm fucking bringing to him.
But again, I want to say, as per usual, thank you to my players, and especially taking the spot a little bit, a big thank you to you, Nikki, for coming along now and joining this story. It's lovely to meet your new character, and I personally am very excited to see what's going to happen with that one. The tales we can tell with him. But before we go, Andy, is there anything else we need to sign up for? Again, I apologise it's early, but I am struggling, so...
So,
anything we need to sign off with?
we got a new follow from Trainer Jace. Which I don't know if that's the Jace. I don't know if that's Jace from...
I don't think so.
No? Different Jace?
No.
Well, welcome
Jace.
on in. I am glad for the follow. Also, our good friend, Mental Defenestration, who's came in from a Warhammer stream. Warhammer.
Oh, shit.
No, War Thunder. Because we were talking about Warhammer earlier. War Thunder
see.
stream. Thank you very much for coming in, and all the viewers that came in with that. Thank you, the raiders. If you enjoy D&D and you enjoy the story, please hit that follow button. Come check us out on the links that are now in chat, and join our Discord, come part of the conversation, and definitely check in these areas for updates, because obviously the Christmas period is coming up, and just we are planning to, I think we've already kind of said that we'll try and play through, because it kind of fits in, but just in case any obviously changes happen, because it's Christmas period
It's that
and
period,
families,
yeah, things can
etc.
come up, yeah.
But that's pretty much it. So I will pass it to you to sign off, buddy.
Thanks so much. Watch out for that D4, by the way. It's still on the floor somewhere.
Oh shit.
But again, thank you to everybody in chat. As Andy said, thanks for the follows, thanks for the raid, thanks for being here and watching this story that my players are telling. I'm just here to fill in the fancy little wordy bits. So thank you for everybody. Thank you to my players. And again, we will see you next time.